here we are. Welcome in. This is going to be a journey with me, diving down to the SCP archives. I am currently putting up for the statement of research as a junior researcher, and we're gonna take us on this tour. Today we're gonna I'm gonna explain what SCP is, and we're gonna take a look on one of the anomalies. And for every week I'm gonna try to release one more with at least one or two different SCPs. We can start by see what is SCP. SCP is a foundation worldwide that works above all other governments, working in top secret with entities and anomalies that are quite extraordinary or dangerous to humankind. We have the S for secure, C contain, P protect. Secure is the foundation secures anomalies where the goal of preventing them from falling into the hands of civilian or rival agencies. Well, not good if a citizen get the hands on K-class SCP. Contain. The foundation contains anomalies with the goal of preventing the influence of or effects from spreading by the entities by either relocating, concealing or dismantling such anomalies, or by suppressing or preventing public dissemination of knowledge. Protect. The foundation protects humanity from the effects of such anomalies as well as the anomalies themselves until such time that they are either fully understood or new theories of science can be devised based on their properties and behavior. So this was SCP in short, R4. And in SCP we have different classes, different categories on the entities. There are 8 classes. They are the first class, the safe class. And the safe class is when the entity is of no threat and the SCP, the foundation, they have quite a good knowledge about the entity. Euclid class. SCP are anomalies. They require more resources to contain completely, or where containment isn't always reliable. And yeah, that's a little bit more. They don't need to be dangerous because they're Euclid. It just they are not safe. And there's the Keter class. Keter class SPC are anomalies that exceed in difficulty to contain constantly, or they are hard to contain. They can escape or breach quite easy, or they are more dangerous than the other. And there are a few of those. By this saying danger, they are not meant to be. Danger is a difficult word to put on the different classes, because if an object is safe, it can still be dangerous depending on how you are handling it. We have we have higher level like the Theomil. Theomil class SCP are anomalies that the Foundation specifically used to contain other SPCs. Even the means extent of thermal class objects is classified. So yeah, that goes to the O5 cancel. So that's above the grade we are currently in. Neutralized are, yeah, it is what it says. It's either dismantled, killed, or otherwise. We have the Upsilon class SCP. They are anomalies that cannot be contained. They are expected to breach containment immediately or some other similar scenarios. Such anomalies are usually associated with the world-ending threats of K-class, which is the highest class. Yeah, and those we're gonna try to avoid. We will read off a few K-class in the future. Archon class SPC are anomalies that could theoretically be contained, but are best left uncontained for some reason. Archon SPC may be a part of a consensus reality that is difficult to fully contain, or may have adverse effects if it put in containment. We're gonna, so that's the highest of them. But the most dangerous is the K class. Let's see, what do we have more? We can say let's see. We can go through. There are security levels. There are security level 0 for official use only. So that's like we say media or data personnel. There is a level 1 clearance. It's for janitors, cleaners that are visiting and going in and out of the facility. There's a level 2 restricted. It's for security personnel, researchers like me as junior researcher are for level 2 clearance. Level 3 clearance is staff members and above. The level 4 clearance, that's for senior researchers. And level 5 clearance is O5 cancel. It's the highest rank. And there are a few classes of the staff. The most common part of the staff we are going to see around is the D-class personnel. The D-class personnel are expendable personnel. More or less they are convicts of quite hideous crimes that often are on death parole, and they often get to choose either they die by the sentence or they work for the SCP. And then we are using them for like different types of containments where they are quite dangerous to visit, where we use D class as, you could say, guinea pigs. So that's a lot of. Yeah, well, there's a lot. Let's skip these. That's not that interesting. They say the O5 council members. They don't go by any name. They're very anonymous. The highest rank of the directors in the Foundation. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody sees them. We only get a cryptic message. They're going by the name of O5-1 to O5-13. Not much to say about those guys. Creepy bunch of guys only. So that's the basic. If you have any other questions about the SCP Foundation in its whole, you can just type a question down in the comments field. Then we will try to see if we can figure it out. But by that, we're going to take a closer look on the first SCP that I am going to reveal. It's called SCP-002, Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedure. SCP-002 is to remain connected to a suitable power supply at all times. To keep it in what appears to be a recharging mode, something I don't really fully grasp it at the moment. To keep it in what appears to be, where was that? In case of electrical outage, the emergency barrier between the object and the facility is to be closed. And the entities are evacuated once facility power is re-established. Alternating bursts of X-ray and ultraviolet light must be stowed the area until SCP-002 is re-affixed to the power supply and returning to recharging mode. So the SCP-002 is more like this, like called a living room. Because see, I have we have. Let's see, there we go. No, there we go. So this is the living room. It's not the normal living room. This living room lives. Let's see, let's continue. Containment area is to be kept at negative air pressure at all time. Teams including a minimum of 2 members are required within 20 meters of the SCP-002 or its containment area. Personnel should maintain physical contact with one another at all time to confirm there is another person present. As perception may be built, skewed or influenced by proximity to the object. No personnel below level 3 are permitted within SCP-002. That means I can only read and be outside. This requirement may be viewed via written authorization from 2 of site level from 2 of site level 4 administrations. Command staff issued such a Weaver must be escorted by at least 5 level 3 security personnel for the duration of their contact and must temporarily surrender their rank and security clearance. Following contact, command staff will be escorted at least 5 km from SCP-002 underground to undergo a 72 hours quarantine and physical evaluation. Evaluation, yes, that's right. If the need fit for return to duty by psychic staff, rank and security clearance may be restored when quarantine expires. So don't touch it. I know you want to touch it, but don't touch it. SCP-002 resembles a tumorous, fleshy growth with a volume of roughly 60 square meters or 2,000 square feet. An iron well hatch on one side leads to its interior, which appears to be a standard low-rent apartment of modern size. Interesting. One wall of the room possesses a single window, though no such opening is visible from the exterior. So from the inside there is a window, but from the outside there is no window. The room contains furniture which, upon close examination, appears to be sculpted bone, woven hair, and various other biological substances produced by the human body. All matter tested thus far show independent of fragment DNA sequences from each object in the room. Okay. Refer to the Mulhausen report, cross-ref document 00.023.603 for detail related to the object discovery. So, more or less the inside of the living room, the furniture and the walls and everything has DNA. So that means it's organic. Everything is organic. Reference. To date, the subject has been responsible for the disappearance of 7 personnel. It has also, in its time at the facility, further furnished itself with 2 lamps, a throw rug, a television, a radio, a beanbag chair, 3 books in unknown language, 4 children toys, and a small potted plant. Tests, which is tests with a variety of lab animals, including higher primates, have failed to provoke a response in SCP-002. So, what I mean by that is, if they let in animals or apes, nothing happens, but if a human walks in, they disappear. Caterers as well failed to produce any effects. Whatever process the subject used to convert organic matter to furnishing is apparently only facilitated by the introduction of living humans. So yeah, that's SCP-002. So what I can see from this files, it means that this organic tumor there has the ability to break down a living human and make them to furnitures and other organic materials inside this low apartment living room. Interesting. Well, more tests are undergoing, and as said, it's a Euclid class, so it's not safe yet, and they are still researching on this one. Yeah. Well, that's all for this time. Next time we're going to take a look on 2 other SCP objects and see what we can find out by those. We will see 2 SCP-003 and SCP-004. Until then, Stay tuned.